Welcome to the Kung Fu Mama Show! And today we have a very special guest, which is also my husband, writer, director, super dad, Vincent Soberano. And today we have a very special topic because we had a very special day a couple days ago. Our baby girl turned 2 years old.
Yes, she did.
It's so exciting. She turned 2 years old.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. It was a great celebration too.
Yes, so we had a very, very big celebration for our 2-year-old daughter. She's very interested in puppets, very interested in role play, very interested in storytelling, all these kind of things right now. And so Vincent came up with a bright idea to have a puppet show at the birthday. Isn't that right?
Yep. Yeah, I figured that since, we play hand puppets with her at home all the time, even just using her own hands, and it totally cracks her up, and it's really entertaining to her. So we thought, hey, why not entertain her and her little pals with a puppet show, a full-on puppet show, a la Sesame Street and something like that, right? So we decided to put together something for her.
Exactly. So we actually had a bit of a, due to some conflicts, we had a very short time to put this show together.
Right. Yeah, we originally hired a puppeteer team to put on the show, but in the very last minute, like we're talking like within 4 days, there was a cancellation. There's a conflict, and they couldn't push through. So we were left scrambling. We were told that we couldn't do it. So let's just cancel the show. But I'm like, puppets? I can do it. Puppet show? Yeah, I'll make one. I've never made one before, but yeah, I'll make one.
Yeah, if anyone knows Vince, he really has the ability to make anything out of nothing. He's just got such an incredible creative mind that he can just come up with anything on the spot. And I think for both of us, even since we got together and up until now, we've always been doing stuff on the fly. We've always been, like solving problems and just figuring out everything on the go. And so for us, a puppet show, piece of cake, right?
Yep. Yeah, we came home that night, thought about it, and I told Sarah that let's just make everything. And she's like, how? I'm like, I was like thinking on the fly, like, let's just take stuffed animals and stick our hands in them and make them talk.
That sounds wrong, but it's exactly kind of what we did.
Yeah. So then the next day, I sat down, and within an hour, I finished writing a script for like a 15-minute puppet show.
Yes, and the best thing about it is because we are the parents of Kali. We are the ones who understand her the most. So for Vince to be able to come up with a show that's tailored to Kali, he knows what she likes. He knows what songs she likes. He knows exactly what's going to make her laugh because this is what we do every day.
Right. So I basically made a sort of a playlist of 7 of her favorite songs. Mm-hmm. And then I took those songs and I looked at it and I started writing a story that would fit those songs. So basically I had like a musical show. And it's a coherent story. It has it has a beginning and it has an end. And it's basically about a traveler who was looking for a birthday party, and along the way, picks up a couple of characters, and they go look for a birthday party. They run into some bunnies. They run into some other characters and spider, and they get rained on, and then they see the rainbows, and then someone talks about finding out where the party is. They find the party. They're happy. They dance. They sing. Whatever. So along the way, there's a bunch of different songs that are related to each event on the way to the party. And so that's how I constructed the story. And then after I wrote the script, Sarah and I sat down and we were like, okay, what characters do we put in? based on the songs and based on the story. And so
Right.
we scrambled around the house looking for things that we can use. And we decided to use stuffed animals that we already have. And some of Kali's favorite stuffed animals. And she has so many anyway. So we basically reconstructed the stuffed animals. We gave them moving mouths.
Exactly.
And of course, we opened them up. We put some more stuffing, and we kind of made the insides more solid, so you can put your hand in there. You could move their mouth. You can move the mouth. You can move the limbs.
Yes.
Literally, we took stuffed animals and made them into hand puppets.
Exactly. Yeah.
And also, based on the story, there's a setting, there's a backdrop. So I'm an artist. So we went out
And I'm an avid fan of the stationery store.
Yes.
Here in Taiwan.
So Sarah and I made a trek to the stationery store. We bought a bunch of paper, a bunch of watercolor, and a bunch of art material. And came home, and I drew a rainbow, and I sort of painted the rainbow and with some clouds and the sun.
Yes.
Goes along with Somewhere Over the Rainbow song. Sarah and I put together puppet clouds with using streamers as rain.
Yeah.
So that kids during the party, they can actually pull the streamers off the clouds so to take away the rain.
Right.
Along with the song Rain, Rain, Go Away.
Yes.
So different things like those. And
I think it's also important that we wanted to make sure that the show was interactive. We wanted to make sure that the kids were having fun. So we wanted to make sure that everything that we did, we thought about where the kids were in relation to the story and how they could, get up or move around or say pull down the streamers or get gifts, small party favors. And especially here in the stationery store, they pretty much have everything. I mean, from cardboard to colored paper to all different types of felt. I was actually surprised at the sizes they have. They actually have meter, 1 meter by 1 meter felt, versus the ones that I was used to in the States. I thought it was just one A4 paper, but they actually have a really big piece of felt. So we got tons of those to cover the set because, of course, the puppeteers have to stand somewhere. And then they also have, which is great, they have ready-made, little animals or little foliage or clouds or sky, all sorts of very cute, ready-made materials that you can just stick onto the felt and then make a nice backdrop.
Right. The one thing we did is we made sure that we constructed our set and the puppet show according to the audience, which is a bunch of toddlers, and remembering that what toddlers like. Basically, right. Toddlers, they love interaction. Number one, of course, they love song. And there's certain songs they like, right?
Yes.
So, and there's already proven that you can already tell, just look at YouTube, for example, and see what kind of songs toddlers like. Yep. And they love colors.
Exactly.
Because they've only started seeing colors within a year and a half, and it's just everything bright is amazing for them. Mm-hmm. And they like simplicity. They like things that are simple and silly right. and fun. All right.
Exactly.
So, as filmmakers, as professional filmmakers, our first thought is let's make this elaborate set that's very fantastic and futuristic. With we can light it up. We have great cinematography, and but no, that's not really what jives with the kids. They need something they can relate to. Very simple stuff that just jumps out and that takes them by the hand and makes them part of it. Yeah. So very simple things. Exactly. Things are not. I think things are more complicated tend to scare the kids more.
Yeah.
So for our hand puppets, we basically had a talking pink elephant. Mm-hmm. We had a little shark, and. Yeah.
So basically, because we wanted to just find whatever we had. So for example, we would have the shark But obviously in a stuffed animal, the shark's mouth doesn't open. I mean, and if you guys at home just happen to have one that does open, great, that works.
But we didn't.
So the mouth was closed. So I actually bought white felt. Well, actually, depending on what color your animal is. And I just literally sewed together just sort of a little sleeve almost, just a little pocket, and then just sewed it to the mouth. And then made a little extra flap so that then you can put your finger in or hands in and then make them talk. So everything is sort of like what can we do and what can we make that makes it easy for the puppeteers and easy for us to to make everything work.
Yeah, and for the background, the setting was outdoors, exterior, and then there was a mountain in the background. So we just bought a huge felt,
just green felt.
Yes, green felt, big green felt, and we basically suspended it using tripods on each side. And we just got like a bunch of like cutouts, like birds and tree cutouts and stuff, and we just glued them. We just used a glue gun to glue everything onto the piece of felt. And it didn't have to be in a logical, coherent type of order. It was just everywhere. Just trees and birds and ducks and animals everywhere.
Enough for the kids to catch the kids' eye. Oh, there's a bird. Oh, there's a tree.
Yeah.
There's these things in the air. And then like for things that we needed to be moving, say for example, we had this whole thing where it started raining. So we just made a cloud. I mean, cloud, you just have to cut out the shape of a cloud. And actually here,
put it in the stick.
In the stationery store, they actually have literally the shape of the cloud. So you don't even have to cut it out. It just makes it so easy. And then with the streamers, we just used a glue gun, stuck them on, and then put like a stick on it so you can hold on to it. So it's just...
So streamers are like little ribbons. They're like little ribbons or like paper ribbons. Long paper ribbons.
Right.
They look like tape, basically, and we just cut them up in various lengths and then just glued them onto the cardboard box with the cardboard cloud, basically.
Right.
And held the cloud up using a stick.
And then the
just
kids
waved it around, and then, of course, the streamers are waving around. These are blue streamers that resemble water.
Yeah.
The kids loved it.
The cool thing is that because the streamers, obviously, they're safe and they actually can touch the kids. So when I came over with the blue streamers, they loved it. They loved the fact they were actually in the like so-called rain. They love the feeling of the rain going over their heads and stuff, and then when they were pulling it just makes things more and more exciting. So they start pulling one and then two, and then they just get even more excited and more excited. And then also I think one of the parts I think that Vince wrote the script really well was that we're making the rain go away, which many of you parents can probably guess what song we were singing. It kind of empowers the kids because they were the one who made the rain go away, like both physically and through their song, right? So I thought that was also a nice detail.
Yeah. And, basically the traveler that's in the foreground in the show was Sarah. So she's, being an actress, she's able to like appeal to the crowd, and she's a good singer. So she was able to sing a lot of these songs. The puppeteer sang along. Obviously, the puppet sang along, and then Sarah was able to get the crowd to jump in. All the other parents jumped in and started singing along, and it made for a really, really wonderful party. Everyone was so interactive. When the kids saw that their parents were singing along, they started dancing along. Some of them started singing along. It became really lively. I thought the party went even more successful than I imagined it would be.
Especially because like it was only in 4 days that we had put everything together. And definitely the parents is a huge part of it, because also we're singing songs that are recognizable. That we're singing songs that every parent, hears millions of times. Yeah, so that's also one thing that made it easier for everyone to interact, because they all know the songs.
Yeah. Yeah, we made the story very simple so that the kids don't have to sit there try to figure out what's exactly happening. And it was just a straight line type of story. And it was the songs and the performance that got them.
Yeah.
We didn't even try to sing like professional, singers. We basically sang like mom singing to a kid.
Exactly.
It was just like that. And we didn't do anything special, but just perform with as much honesty and as much, organic or family feeling,
right?
That the kids are familiar with, and
yeah. And one interesting thing, because right now we have Kali, who's going through a special stage right now. She's especially going through this shy stage. I think it's at a stage where in her life she's realized she's self-conscious.
Yeah.
And so
I think most 2-year-olds are around her, or kids around her age group, are going through that shy stage. In fact, like all the other parents with all the other kids that were her age that came to the party, when I tried to apologize to them about Kali's shyness, they're like, "Oh yeah, so is our
know.
kid. Yeah, we know. We're going through the same thing.
The SHY stage."
Yeah.
So what's really cool is that she was just on Daddy's shoulder for the first half of the show. But then once we started the puppet show, she recognized Mom's voice, right? She recognized the songs. She turned around right away and she had a blast, I think that really changed things. And I'm still wondering what would have happened if we hadn't done a puppet show, actually.
Yeah. It was just a regular party. I think she would have been super shy the entire time. When the party began, when we haven't started the show yet, and she was just sitting down at our table, she was surrounded by so many people walking around and interacting. She was so shy that she started crying. She just sat there with her head down, her eyes down, and then looked over. She wasn't really crying. I didn't know she was crying until I looked at her face, and she had tears coming down her eyes. She was so shy that she was crying.
It's
quietly.
Overwhelming because there was about 20 adults in the room, and another like maybe 9 kids there. So it was just,
and most of them people
really
that she didn't know.
Yeah, so especially with family.
So it was overwhelming.
Like
so at that point, I picked her up. When I picked her up, she just buried her face on my shoulder. And she would not face anyone. She buried her face and closed her eyes. And people thought she was sleeping. I told them she's not sleeping. She's just shy.
Faking.
Yeah, she's faking it. She just want to look. She doesn't want to look at anything or anyone because she's so shy and so scared. And it went on like that. And then when the show started, I know what gets her. She loves being on my shoulders. She loves sitting on my shoulders. That's like her favorite spot, right? So so right as the show started and she wasn't still paying attention, I hoisted her up on my shoulders, and then Sarah came out and started singing. She saw that and she's like, "Oh, there's Mom, and then I'm on Daddy's shoulders. This sounds like fun, and and I don't care about the world around me." And she just started getting into it.
Yeah.
She really enjoyed it. She was she was laughing, but by the middle of the show, she was laughing. She was, she was giggling. She was pulling in my hair, and after the show, she
was able to play with all the other kids.
She started playing with the other kids. Yeah. So sometimes it's better to, especially for these kids. For kids as young as this, sometimes it's better to customize your celebration according to what makes them happy, rather than what makes us as adults happy.
Exactly.
And it was easy. It was a lot of fun. Sarah and I had a lot of fun making all the little puppets and the backdrops, and we stayed up for 2 nights.
Right.
Stayed up and just cutting up things, pasting things, sewing up puppets and and constructing things. It was a blast. We had fun. I mean, the next day we were completely exhausted, but
still recovering.
yeah, but that was fun. But it was all worth it. The party was so worth it. Just seeing Kali come to life and laugh so hard, and she still sings some of the songs on her own.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, we're so we enjoyed this process so much that we want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
We really want to keep doing this, and we really want this to be something, Kung Fu Mama's kids segment.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's that's one thing. Like, it's this one thing we deal with every single day as parents: how to entertain our kids, how to keep them engaged, and puppets is really, really really big thing for Kali right now.
Yeah.
And
the thing is about kids too is they like interaction more than anything else. That's why a lot of kids like gravitate to videos, to cartoons, and to video games, because it's sort of interactive. It talks, it walks, it changes colors, it goes from one side to another, and it's constantly like flashing in your eyes.
Yeah.
Of course, the screen is not good for their eyes. And
Exactly.
we struggle to keep our daughter away from the computer screen or the phone screen or something like that. And not many things keep her captivated, but interactive stuff, like having the parents be part of the entertainment. A lot of parents obviously work, and so they're tired. They don't have that much time to really spend time with the kids, and so they pretty much just give the kids some toys, turn on the tube, turn on the TV or the computer, let the kids, play by themselves. But for us, we try our best, to, no matter how tired we are, to spend some time with our kid and keep her away from the screen. So of all the things that she has, her toys are pretty much useless unless we're there to play with her. And it helps her, and eventually she starts playing by herself, and she starts like making things up and pretending, and doing all this like little drama with her toys.
And especially the names that we chose are she chose the names for the puppets. So,
but it motivates her, it inspires her when we're there, when we spend the time to do these little things with us. DIY stuff with kids are fabulous. As a parent, I totally recommend to other parents to at least spend like 50% of the kids' playtime with DIY stuff. Do it yourself. Do it yourself. Be part of it. Interact. And make hand puppets. Make sock puppets. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. We were actually just sort of testing the concept with her, and Vince literally just used his hand with nothing on it, and she was so excited about just his hand, like making a mouth, and that's it. I mean, and then after that, I put on just a sock. I mean, no eyes, no nothing, just a sock. And then I did the same thing, and she went crazy for it.
Yeah.
And so it really doesn't take a lot, and it's just the parents, can relive some childhood memories and
absolutely,
and just to get creative.
Yeah. I mean, I have fun. I have fun doing it with Kali. So I didn't think I would, but the moment you start getting into it, your childhood comes back and you become a kid yourself, and it's a lot of fun. No matter how tired you are, it's really, for me, it's like a stress reliever too. If I'm stressed about work, whatever, I just go play with her. I kind of make up these little characters, and now that we made up some hand puppets, I use that, and she can't get enough of it. She loves it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's like reading a book to her at night, except now during the day you're playing with her, interacting with her with toys and puppets.
Yeah.
And at nighttime, it's actually easier to tell stories because she pays attention to that.
Yeah. And it was really fun as a creative outlet, as an artist as well.
Yeah.
Being able to create those stories and sing and perform. So yeah, we definitely want to do it more.
Yep. Do it yourself. DIY.
Yes, that's right. So
DIY entertainment for toddlers and kids.
Exactly. So yeah, that's all we had for today, and we hope that you guys can think about what we talked about today, and maybe you guys can show us your puppets. That would be awesome.
And if you need any ideas and you want some advice, feel free to drop us a line. We'd love to help you out. We'd love to collaborate with you on how to entertain your little ones.
Exactly. And we will be posting DIY on exactly what we did videos on our Facebook and our Instagram at Kung Fu Mama Show. So make sure you guys are looking out for that. And we'll also post our show. We'll post Kali's birthday party puppet show. So look forward to that. And then, thanks so
stay
much.
tuned in the near future for the Kung Fu Mama Kids Show.
Okay, thanks guys.
Bye.
See you next time.
See you next time.